Welcome to another episode of Wealth Beyond Numbers. We're here with Shannon and Tyrion from Dorian Destinations, a boutique travel agency. And we're going to continue our topic of discussion in travel. And I want to talk about industry and trends. I mean, as you know, there's AI out there now, and it's changing the world in every industry. It's touching every travel industry, I would imagine, as well. What are you seeing on your side? As far as trends that people are going, are there any places that people like to go? I mean, I know you like retreats. We were just talking off camera about your recent trip to Arizona. So
yeah, AI has been fun. And I get a lot of, I'll get clients that said, I have this trip in mind, and they type it into AI, and then AI will give you an amazing itinerary, right? It looks great on paper, and they'll go into depths and what you should see per city and how many days, and all of that's wonderful. But the problem with AI is that they don't put it together, the logistics. They may tell you, this is how to get around, or this is the best way, or these are the best places. And if you look, they're just Googling. Like, if you look at the AI when it's working, it's pulling up like TripAdvisor, it's pulling up you can see those little icons in there. So it's pulling up all that information. The problem is that I will have, and this has happened, I've had a mom, she was like, I was using AI, I put together this great trip, and then I started doing the research and putting in the hotels, and I'm thinking, what am I doing? I don't even know. Like, it was great that AI gave me all this information, but I'm completely lost. And it was just so overwhelming. Can you help? And I'm like, of course, that's what I'm here for, right? To kind of weed out the stuff. AI is not perfect, right? It's not. And it's not going to give you that personalized touch. So that's my job, is to kind of come in. We can use that as a great base. There's nothing wrong with that. There's been times where I've been to a country, but maybe not that particular town, and I want to get a little bit more depth about it. I've used it. That's completely normal. But it's not going to tell you the best drivers, the best tour guides. It's not. And that's the beauty of us travel advisors, that we have that intel that maybe other people don't have, or the real logistics. Like, it may give you, to get to the Amalfi Coast, you'll go to Rome, you'll take a train to Naples, but then you have to get onto another train, but then it's another car ride, and they don't realize all the stuff that comes in it. AI is not going to give you that detail. So that is a trend, and I'm not opposed to it. I'm not angry at it, but it is a great tool, and I think it's a great base. It's a great foundation. And everybody's using it. It doesn't matter what age. Everybody is using AI. So I do see that a lot. Trends that I see for the retirees is they love those transatlantic ocean cruises. These ships have to get from one port to another, right? So Europe, you have all the European cruises. We're starting probably mid-May-ish, going all the way to about August, September-ish. But then that's their season. They're done, right? The Mediterranean is not there. It's closed kind of for the winter. So those boats have to relocate. And they usually come back to Miami or Texas. Texas now has a huge port. And because those are the same boats that are going to go now to the Caribbean.
Oh, wow.
Because now that's boat season is the winter season, right? So nobody wants to go, especially if you live in the South, the cheapest cruise ships that you're going to get is going to be August, September, October, because it's hurricane season. So our season to go cruising, and the better season is leaving usually during the winter months because it's warmer. So those are the same boats. So these retirees were like, well, I'll leave from Barcelona and I'll take a 2-week trip through the Atlantic, and I'll end up in Miami. And they've been living on a boat and living the life. They have nowhere to be, and they're just kind of relaxing. That's a great little life. They're getting catered to in the middle of the ocean.
That's a great trip. I did not know that.
Yeah, so they do a lot of transatlantic, a lot, even through Asia, and they don't publicize them, but they are there, and you can just, whatever cruise line that you're looking at, or ask your travel advisor, and you can say, hey, I want to do a transatlantic. I'm not in a hurry, but I want to get over to Asia. How do I do it? And you have a nice 2-week cruise. You're getting all your meals taken care of, and your bed is being made, and
that sounds Lovely.
You're like, wait a minute.
That sounds lovely. It sounds like I don't want to be here. I want to be there. I'm also noticing that clients, when they share their plans for trips and things they want to do, they're also looking for different experiences. Is that true? I know you just mentioned that this was off camera, but you just came from a trip to Navajo country in Arizona. You went to Antelope and you had a whole group of 10 other women with you.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about that?
So one of my favorite things to do is groups. I know it's insane. You're thinking, why would you want a million different opinions? But I do. I really do love them. There's always a group leader. But there was a host to this, and this was an idea. And she does women entrepreneurs. And she's like, look, I have this crazy idea. I want all these women, winter entrepreneurs, like come together. And I want to be in a wellness area, right? I want it to be hiking. I want it to be beautiful. And I didn't even know there's like a wine area, and I just thought it'd be kind of fun for us to kind of cut loose. What do you think you can do? This is the budget. And I'm like, all right, and that's where I come in. Like, that's like, the chemist of me, and I'm sitting there putting together all sorts of stuff. And I was like, well, Sedona's perfect for that, right? They're known for wellness. They're known for a lot of meditation, stargazing, and beautiful hikes. And, I was able to curate this trip, and it's nice. There was like one day that, we don't have anything planned, but there's a million hikes and you can get up early, which we did. We got up like at 4 a.m. We were 3 hours behind, right? So 4 a.m. is really 7 a.m. So we're already hiking up to like the mesas. It's 2 miles down. There was deer. There was javelinas, or like these big boars. And then we still went to like a wine tour. There's tons of wine there.
wow.
Oh, it's stunning. Great, beautiful vineyards. Yeah.
wow.
And we got a private tour guide. They came, a van, picked us up. We were a total of 13. And they brought us from vineyard to vineyard. And it's just a special touch. We got to talk to the driver, who was a local. And she's telling us all about, Sedona and how it was built. And, and you're learning all these beautiful details of our own country, right? I think a lot of people think that they have to leave the United States. But there's so many things to do here. And I think that's a great part, is to start here in beautiful America. I mean, we have deserts to snow, we have everything. And so it was beautiful. We got to learn about the vineyards, about the wine creation, and about the compost, that it's a lot of organic foods and stuff. And then the next day we had a different private driver come and get us, and they brought us all the way to Antelope Canyon. So it was about 3-hour drive. So you're going through Navajo Nation. It's beautiful. It's stunning. We got to learn just about the lands and about how, just history, right? Like, we're learning about their culture, and it was amazing. And then on top of that, we got to hike through Antelope Canyon, which is the upper part. It's the prettier part. There's a newer a canyon part of that's opened as well, brand new. But it's just great to see you're going through these beautiful God's creation, right? You're like, this is unreal. Like, you only see it in pictures, and now you're walking through and you're like touching the walls, and it's just gorgeous. And then you get to hear, about other cultures that are here in our own place that we live. So for me, I love all of that, and the hiking, the wellness. We went to a spa day. We got massages, but it was great. We had bikes. All the hotels have like access to bikes. So that wellness thing, I think it's great. Being that we're women entrepreneurs, we need a time to disconnect and to reboot, right? We need to like reboot ourselves, just like a computer. Our brains are constantly working. So that wellness, is huge. I think it's especially after COVID, right? Like, we're constantly connected now, right? A lot of people work from home. So just have that disconnection and just to kind of reboot, rethink. And I think a lot more companies are doing wellness retreats because I think they see that
the value on it,
value, and they're going to get better employees, right? If I give them this, then I'm going to get better work out of my employees. And usually wellness retreats do happen in the fall. It's like a fall thing. I think it's like, okay, we're almost at the end of the year. Really, we're already planning for the following year. Let's get this retreat in. Let's get the holidays. And then you're starting hard, quarter one. So I think for me, these wellness retreats are they're amazing, and I get to facilitate, I went for fun. I wasn't, it wasn't my retreat. I went, but, I got to see the host really shine. Like everything she wanted to do, I was able to do. And we had such a great time, great conversations, and great connections. And I think that's bringing us back to like that COVID, like we lost that connection. And then we got that little bit of wellness and then, back to reality. And look, I came back last Monday and on Tuesday I had a million ideas that I was already working on, because I had that time to think and disconnect.
That's amazing. And you mentioned connection. And as a business owner, when you lead a team, when you have employees, and especially your star salespeople or your star employees, not necessarily sales, but then that help you run things smooth, you do want to provide them some type of benefit for you to stay with you and to build that business that you're trying to create. So I think that's a wonderful idea to create a group wellness event that also brings the team closer.
Yeah.
And you do that. You can orchestrate and create that.
Yeah.
And
so it's funny. I've done other retreats for companies that they want to do like a team building.
Mm-hmm.
And that has been done too. So I had this company many years ago and they created bikes. And they were in Mexico, and then they gave back the bikes to the community. Oh, nice. So the team actually had to build bikes
cool.
on the beach, and then they did all this, and then they gave back to the community. So it was like a double whammy. Those things are out there, My wellness retreat we were all entrepreneurs, and all of us were so different. I mean, some did fundraisers, and I'm talking to them, and even though our worlds were so different, we were a lot the same.
Yes.
So for me, that was the beauty of just connecting. Sometimes it's lonely being an entrepreneur, right? Yes. You're thinking, I'm lost. Like, am I doing this right? Am I, I've made mistakes. Like, how do I fix it? So the fact that you're working and getting those ideas out there, I think everybody should be doing retreats, family retreats, wellness retreats. Everybody needs a reboot.
Yeah, no matter what you do. And especially we're living in a world where it's so high paced and that brings a lot of stress and the constant rat race, and especially when you're a father and when you're a mom, you always have to not just worry and take care of the people that you help, but also you have your other side, which is taking care of your own families. So I think having those retreats helps you disconnect to connect.
Yes, 100%.
I like that. So you're finding more trends on that, I guess.
Oh, yes, big time. I'm getting a lot of that for that. Yeah, I think it's important, I think you have to disconnect too, to also put things in perspective.
Yeah.
You need to look into it. And sometimes it takes you to take yourself out of your environment to really look into your business and to look into yourself and give yourself permission to disconnect. Yeah. I think it's hard for people to do that.
Yeah.
It's very hard.
It is, especially with time frames and now that we're approaching the end of the year, we want to meet deadlines before end of the year.
It's like crunch time.
Q2, Q3, now let's Q4, let's just finish with a bang. Do you find that for business owners, it's complicated for them to create some type of wellness for their employees and themselves? Or is that something that is hard to put together on a budget? If somebody...
Yes and no. I have to say, we're very blessed that we do live in Miami.
True.
And the fact that we have the Caribbean so close to us, mm-hmm. And it's not as expensive, right? So I have to be honest, it's right here. Like, we can go to Dominican Republic in less than 2 hours,
That's true.
So you could it doesn't have to be such a, something as Sedona mm-hmm. is pricey, right? It is a big splurge. However, something where Dominican Republic or somewhere in the Caribbean, they have tons of places that you could do wellness that is a little bit more on a budget, right? And it's right here, and it's a hop, skip, and a jump, and the plane tickets are not insane.
Yeah, that's true.
Versus going, across the United States, it's a little different. But depending on your group size, I think it's doable. I do. My thing is that if you really love your business and you really care about your employees, investing in them, obviously you have a budget, but you need to invest in them for them to invest into you.
Yes. And
I think that's important. I think it's a full circle.
I agree. It's an investment.
Yeah.
Everything you do to your business, even retreats, are an investment in in yourself, and there is always a return on investment that's higher. And you've seen also wellness retreats, and you've seen the trips they come from Europe to South Florida. I think that's fantastic. Those are great trips. Any other tip that you've seen a trend in the travel?
Trends in travel. I'm seeing more of a personalized trip. So I'll give you an example, and it's also based on your budget too. I'm going to Florence, but I want to see Tuscany. So I'm like, okay, well, you can jump on a coach bus with 40 other people, and then you're just kind of zooming through and maybe have time to jump into a vineyard and have lunch. But it's like, I got to get back to that bus, and
True.
There's 40 of us, and there's so many people, and like, it's that pressure of like, I might miss the bus type thing.
Yes.
Or I love giving my clients that private driver that will take you to the same places at your own speed. And if you want to stay a little longer in a particular town, they will let you, because you're in contact with that driver. Once they get in their car, they may even know about a special little restaurant that only takes 2 tables, and which I have.
Oh, wow.
I have those secret places, and they will bring my guests there, and then they're not in a hurry, and they're overlooking, the Tuscan hills. And then maybe there's a town that's not as popular, but he'll drive you there and tell you why it's quaint and why he wants you to see it, versus the typical touristy places. And I think people want that connection, and they want to know, and they like having that personalized touch. That is huge. It's like, oh, I want to do a cooking class, but can we just do it with my family? I don't want to do it with other people. And that is happening big time. And I am like, yes, we can do it. We can definitely do that. I think people want that. They want to feel special, and they don't mind spending that extra money to have that experience. And that's really been on the rise. I see a lot of.
I see. You're an Italian connoisseur. We're going to talk about that in the next segments. You also have a place in Italy, so that's what we're going to be talking next. But let's just conclude our podcast now, because the next one, I like to discuss some myths in the travel industry. Let's just demystify some myths. People that think that they know about the travel industry, even though now there's AI, now there's
TikTok.
Technology, there's TikTok, and there's people that do all kinds of different travel. But let's just demystify some of things for our audience, and then we'll touch on Italy, since you have such a closer connection there. So this concludes our episode. Stay tuned to our next episode, where we're going to discuss and demystify some of the myths about traveling with Shannon. As we like to say at Coral Management, retirement and financial confidence starts here. Thank you.